Hi, it is the human operating system time. So recently I share on the heart rate profile, which I propose to use it as a biomarker to map our training. So we can have a consistent and a very objective and scientific marker to know where we go. And due to my sharing, I have get many messages from our friend from traditional Chinese martial art, qigong, Wing Chun worldwide, discussing breathing development and breathing in Wing Chun today, Xiu Lim Tao particularly, and also the sword strike art, because many people have a not clear idea on the sword strike art development. So today I like to share with you on the sword strike and the breathing and the breathing in Xiu Lim Tao. Okay. What I want to share with you today, is not a means to put down anybody, but it is a means that because the biomarker is heart rate profile, heart rate profile will not care whether one is breathing in the 1850s platform way or the 1960s platform way. The heart rate profile will don't care for that. It will show you what it is. So I like to share with you what is going on, okay? And everybody is free to take or to go their own directions, but a science has to be shown. Whatever the facts, the reality has to be presented or shared, because everybody deserves an equal informations or the information which exists. So the first thing I like to share with you on the sword strike art is there are many friends of Wing Chun just by reading some of my articles, watching some of my videos, or even reading some of my books, just by reading it, okay, we are not even sure that the friend understand what is going on or what I'm writing, and go out and try to test this thing called sword strike art in the sparring. Okay. Well, this is trouble. As I mentioned again and again, be it a long fist art, sword strike art, or ground fighting art, it is all technology. If one have never really understand what it is and train in it, one really cannot use it because one have no idea what it is. It is, for example, if I have this Google phone, okay, Google phone, Android phone, and then I read about the advertisements, or I read some Apple phones specifications. If I think that I can use my Google phone or Android phone to do what the Apple phone can do, well, that is trouble. Well, this is the analogy of many of the friends who contacted me. Their platform is a 1960 platform. one cannot just read about or heard about what I'm saying here in the video and thinking, oh, I can just adapt these techniques of the short strike, because short strike require the 1850 platforms. So it is like I own an Android phone and I read about iOS, and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to do iOS stuff too with my Android phone. Well, that is one of a serious problem today, because people thinking they can learn things from a seminar, a 4-hour seminar, and then they can learn these techniques without really understand every technology, be it Western boxing or long fist, Chile fat, or BJJ, all have a platform one need to develop. One need to understand what it is and develop. One cannot just Wing Chun have ground fighting too, so I just take one of the BJJ ground fighting techniques and then put in my Wing Chun, and they say, well, that is Wing Chun ground fighting. Okay, that is trouble. That means that one have no idea what it is. So it's just like you have a wine, and then when people talk about some different wine, so you have a wine and some people talk about some kind of different wine, then you just make a new label, stick on your whatever your wine you have. Well, it doesn't make that to become the wine people are talking about. Okay. So again, I like to share with you this thing. Make sure get this thing clear, okay? Otherwise, we are not going to learn the proper technology, be it short strike or long fist, okay? Now, so you have a martial arts system, okay? Then you know that it is a technology. Okay? And then you know that this technology will have a platform. And then you know this is the first thing is momentum. The second thing is the techniques. The third thing is the body condition. Okay, the platform. One need to have that training. So as the Wing Chun friend who asked me, hey, I try your techniques here, you know, in the video and so forth, the short strike techniques. I said, well, first, that's not my techniques. That's short strike. The second, what the heck are you talking about trying my techniques when you have no development of the momentum of the short strike, no development of the techniques, no development of the body conditioning? And then the argument come like this. Oh, you know, I've been practicing Wing Chun since 1970s. I say I don't care even we are Wing Chun. Have you ever practiced the shoot-in momentum handling of the short strike art? Yes or no? How many ways do you know how to get into the opponent, get close into the opponent? An example for this is like, you know, we see people doing takedowns, like the BJJ, the Jiu-Jitsu, the wrestler doing takedown. Okay? How many techniques they have to get in? Those things. The third thing is the body condition. Have you have the 7 bowls trained? Like the 1850 platforms? Or are you using structure? Well, if you're using structure and you're thinking that you want to test out the short strike platform, well, that means that you don't understand what I'm presenting. And many people like to ignore things, okay? They think that, well, you know, if I learn more these new techniques, I can do it. No, you cannot do it. That's why when people told me, hey, you know, I want to fuse my Wing Chun, integrate my Wing Chun with BJJ. I said, good, go study BJJ. Don't take other people's disregard which style. Don't take other people's techniques and put it in your Wing Chun and you call it that this is a fusion or integrations of say BJJ or Tri-Leaf or anything. Because if you don't know this of other people's system, you don't know the art. You have never trained with it. Okay? So it is really bad to have this mentality of saying that, hey, I'm training in Wing Chun since 1970s. Okay, I know how to close the gap. Forget about it. Shoot in is not closing the gaps. Do you know how many ways to open the door of the opponent so you can shoot in? It's just like look at the judoka or BJJ player, how many ways he can do takedown. Okay, this is serious. So let's stop that mentality of thinking, well, I know it too, I have it too. Do you have the entire platform? If you don't, you don't. Okay. Now, in terms of technology, I'd like to share with you more on this. Okay. The Chinese is not idiot. The Chinese is for thousands of years with this martial art. They are really details in it. As we see, like General Qigong fighting the Japanese pirate, it is a premeditative designs of technology. Okay. And the other day, somebody told me, Qigong trained the Pearson to be a warrior. I said, huh? What the heck are you talking about? Do you know that Qigong's army is like today's special force? And the man who is his army is actually selected really strictly. And they have to run miles every day just for training their physical. Running miles. So I have no idea why is people have this stop thinking about, Qigong can train Pearson to be a warrior. See, disregard of what I'm presenting here, really details, people like to just think whatever they think. So there's the problem. And to be serious with it, most in the West today have no idea of what Chinese culture, Chinese martial art stuff is. Because people like to think in terms of Western way when they read the Chinese stuff or learn something Chinese stuff. And in fact, even Chinese today don't understand Chinese martial arts. Most of it is just because educate in the Western education. So this is the death trap. Okay. So for the technology, okay, there are two parts. There are two parts we need to know. It is like it is no different than design in the Silicon Valley. Okay, it's when you talk about technology. So the first part is the theory. The theory is to explain the technology. The second part is the practice. Okay, so you have theory and practice. So to make this thing here, this is the technology. Okay, disregard of this long fish, short strike, gun fighting, whatever for the Chinese. So this is the platform. And with this platform, there will be number one, if it's a martial art, has to have momentum training. The second is the techniques, which is realize the momentum. The third is the body condition, which is supporting to realize the momentum. Unless one have this, forget about one claim to know the art, period. Okay, and you cannot learn this in the seminar for 2 hours or 2 days. No way. It's just like you look at the judoka, how many days they have to roll in the mat for condition their body. Okay. One cannot practice Wing Chun and then take a judo seminar for 4 hours and say, well, I learned judo too. Well, I learned some techniques of judo, but have no condition, no momentum play. Okay? So it's invalid that. technology, it comes with two parts. Number one, which is the theory. Number two, the part two, which is the practice. Okay? And the theory in the Chinese is called Li. Okay? Because this, you need to have a theory to explain what one is doing or what is the technology. The second, practice, this is called Si. Okay? So Li and Si, this is Chinese. Okay? So we need to know that. And then over here, that is process step. This is process step, meaning step 1, step 2, step 3 to develop something or to handle the momentum and so forth, you know, how to develop that thing. That is called Gong Fa. The method of development. Okay, that's the process step. Like you have to do like the combination lock, unlock certain thing, you know, or your momentum development and so forth. Okay, or your 6 core element, you have to develop your body before your mind, before your breathing, before your chi, before this kind of stuff. That is about process step. 1 step, step 2, the combinations, the sequence. Okay, and then that is the directions. Okay, the direction is called Xin Fa or mind method. Xin Fa. So why do you need this mind method? Well, even if you have process step, that is still variations due to different people and different conditions. So the Xin Fa is to give you a directions. Like the, you know, this is, I put into the 6-13-3, the variations, you know, 6-13-3, the 6 core element, you know, the thing I coined, the variations. So for example, like we want to go to San Francisco from here, San Jose. I can take 101, but if I have a traffic jam there, I can turn into 280. But the direction is still going north. That's Xin Fa. I know it's north. Okay, even though my process that might change. Okay, in training is the same thing. Sometimes you need to change. Like for example, somebody is taller, somebody is shorter. What are you gonna do? You need to change, vary some process steps. Okay. So this is the truth. Okay, I use the word truth. Somebody will say, no, this interpretation or your idea. No. This is what happened. If you violate this, you're not going to go nowhere or you're missing something. Okay? So if you look at this, even in Buddhism, like the Yogacara Bhumi, it's all this thing. Okay? And you know that your Chinese martial art is influenced big time by Buddhism and so forth. So, you know, we need to get this thing clear out before saying, you know, short strike. You know, I learned a certain techniques of short strike. Well, that doesn't make you a short strike player. Like I go study some BJJ. That doesn't mean that I'm a BJJ player. I just know a certain thing of the BJJ techniques, and that's all. Okay, just need to get this clear. Be professional. Okay, otherwise it's not professional. It's just like, well, like the supermarket. I have it too. It's not even supermarket. It's like the bazaar. Okay, oh, that guy sell this. I have this too. Okay, I have the same thing too. But it doesn't. You know, if you go that way, it's not professional. Okay. Now let's get into the breathing, and I hope that people get clear with this. Okay. And in fact, those people who tell me that about all the testing, the short strike art, reading my book and everything, I can tell you one thing. If they really read my book, they are not going to tell me what they are telling me. Because it's book saying clearly, like for example, chapter 4. Chapter 4. In chapter 4, there's this roadmap. Okay? How things develop. How can one jump out of the blue saying, you know, I trained Wing Chun since 1970s. And I just learned these 2 techniques, I can test it in the sparring. Well, that is looking for trouble. If they really read my book, they won't do those kind of mistakes. Okay? So if one have this mentality of I have it too, I know it too, how can one learn? So that's what the Zen is saying. If you don't empty your cup before drinking somebody's tea, you'll end up drinking your own tea. And then you're thinking it's somebody else's tea. We need to take that thing out so that we become clear and accurate. Otherwise, we don't have accurate thinking. Okay? Be it in Wing Chun, in Silicon Valley, in martial art, the mind has to be clear. In qigong, the mind has to be clear. Otherwise, you know what? You're not going to get result. So, speaking of breathing. Breathing is a big issue today. Many people ask me talking about the breathing. Breathing is a very big issue today. It is a general issue, big issue, general issue in meditations, in qigong, in martial arts. Okay? The biggest issue, the root cause of this problem is because in general, you go check out people who do mindfulness meditation, Buddhist meditation, all this meditation, they have no idea of this world have 2 states, which is the intentional regulating state and the natural resonance states. Okay? So, natural resonance states is like a pendulum. A pendulum, you just let it swing naturally by itself. Intentional regulating state is like at every state you use your hand to move that object. Okay? Every step you use hand to move the object versus you just have a pendulum, you just swing it and it goes by itself. Okay? Now, breathing development, disregard of what type of breathing development, you have to end up into the natural resonance state. You need to enter into the natural resonance states. Okay? If we humans do not enter into our natural resonance state, we keeping manipulate our breathing, inhale, exhale, and those kind of things, it will cause disruptions to the rhythms of our body, our health. Okay? We know that the 4 core elements, the physical body, the mind, the breathing, the qi, or today I call it the energy, and the autonomic nervous system. You know, this is a one piece. So if all this thing is supposed to run within the natural resonance states. Now, if we took out the breathing and then we monkey around with it, you're going to monkey around with the timings and rhythm and everything inside the 4 core elements. Okay? So that is trouble. For example, these days, it is a problem that when we get stressed, we freeze, we stop breathing. We freeze, we stop breathing. Okay? It's like we kick into this flight and fight so intense that we stop breathing. Well, what happens if you continue to do that every day? It's going to cause many health issues, including the cardiovascular issue. Okay? one need to know that to dealing with breathing, one need to get into the natural resonance state. It doesn't matter you are internal art, you are qigong, you are whatever. Okay? As soon as that is for this meditation, qigong, and the internal martial art has to know this natural resonance state. And in fact, you look at that today's in books and everything, they never wrote that. They will say, well, you meditate, you see this light, you want to get this thing that way, you know, you want to have your breathing, inhale 5 times, all kinds of stuff. Those are all intentional regulating. They never tell you about, like in the deep sleep, your breathing go into the natural resonance state. Okay? Now, there is one thing. So, one thing on one critical thing, one critical key in development of the breathing is to know that there exists a natural resonance state and need to get in there. Okay? The second key is sequence. So by sequence, it means that this is a physical body, this is a mind, this is the breathing. Okay? And this is the chi or energy, ANS. Meaning, this is the 4 core element. Okay? So it means that the sequence that you have to develop this physical body into the natural resonance, and then you get in the mind into the natural resonance, and then you get into the breathing into the natural resonance. You cannot jump from here to this without going through the physical and the mind. Okay? If you do that, that means brute force. Okay? So that means brute force with your intention. Okay, you just intentionally, you brute force it. Okay, I want my breathing this way without pay attention to the needs of the physical body and the needs of the mind. Okay, so that is problem. And today, in sports, in meditations, in exercise, in internal martial art, in the biofeedback, like today people have this gadgets or the smartphone application. Inhales 5 times and then stop 5 times. Those kind of stuff. Those kind of stuff are manipulating on the breathing, try to control the autonomic nervous systems, or doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, and those kind of stuff do not take care of this thing. Okay, so if you look at this in today's breathing practice or training, it is almost unlikely one can get the result, no matter what people keeping to try to promote or market their result, or internal art, or you have this gadget that help you to relax, or you have this meditations to have you more mindful. Why? As soon as in the breathing, you violating the natural resonance state and violating the sequence, how are you going to supposed to get result? For example, right? Today's meditation applications in the tablet, computer, everything is all around the world. It's about hundreds of $1 million industry. You go into the meditation, they say, well, inhale, and then they control the time, okay, like how many seconds, and then exhale how many seconds, and then they just do the inhale and then hold, exhale and hold, all kinds of this kind of stuff. Okay, Those are intentional regulating without paying attention to your body and your mind. You're forcing things. The second thing is you go to practice Chinese martial art today. They say, you know what? Breathe very deep into your lower abdomen. Well, can you do that? For sure you cannot do that. Why? Because if your body is not handling properly, you cannot breathe deep there naturally. If your mind is not quiet down, you cannot get the breathing go deep. And then you talk about, oh, deep breathing, and you have to be fine, really fine, instead of coarse breathing, fine breathing in meditation. Samadhi, forget about it. If you don't take care of your body, your mind, you don't go to the breathing, because there's a sequence. Since ancient of time, for thousands of years, it's been practiced that way. Okay? It is the truth because we are human. Okay? So all of this on the breathing, you have to remember, always have to have passed the know how to get into the natural resonance, and then have to have sequence. So as I was in the when I studied qigong before, in the Asia forum, discussion forum, and I see many of this and have a promises of people how to heal their body. Forget about it, because you're violating this thing. Okay? Now, so the reason why I coined this human operating system and I wrote this book, is to present the natural resonance and the sequence, step by step, how this thing ought to be handled, not only in meditations. That's how the ancient Chinese practiced it for thousands of years. Okay? So as the other day I already said, I make this $0 in the Amazon ebook. If people don't want to read it, and what can I do? I cannot go force to feed you. Okay. So how much can I do to help to educate this thing? Right now already $0 ebook in the Amazon.com. Okay. So if you really want to see what it is, you need to go there or go read the book. Okay. And this is important for the breathing. So we have an idea what is going on. Those who know qigong and really can have a lot of result and healing art and so forth, will tell you that today's the gym training and sport training, they are majority causing breathing problem. Because why? They violating the two keys of breathing. And that's why you can see runner suddenly drop that cardio issue. Okay? So it is a well-known stuff. Okay? And those who know qigong, who really know, like Dr. Ma Li Tang, who really know, late Dr. Ma Li Tang, who really know this, will tell you how to get the resonance state. If you have a different kind of disease, heart problem, or diabetic, or the high blood pressure, then your breathing has to be this way, get into this natural resonance and this sequence. Your body has to be do this, and sometimes even you must not practice breathing, because you cannot handle the breathing directly. So there's the four core elements. You have the physical body, you have the mind, you have the breathing, you have the qi. So sometimes people cannot practice breathing. But because this is one piece, so people using the what do you call it, the physical body to influence the breathing indirectly, or using the mind to influence the breathing indirectly, not go direct to the breathing. It's just like, oh, you do 小零头, inhale to your lower abdomen. No, not everybody can do that. Okay, this is real world. It is it varies due to people's health conditions and age, all kinds of stuff. Okay, now one thing I need to clear this thing up for you guys once for all. People usually say, oh, this is qigong, or this is Buddhist meditations, or this is Taoist meditations. Do you know what is the difference between the Buddhist meditations and the qigong, or the qigong type of meditations? Do you know? Is there any definitions, any differences? The answer is yes. So we don't just label things like, oh, this is Buddhist, this is from Shaolin, Wing Chun's from Shaolin, blah blah blah, and all kind of stuff. So today I'd like to tell you what it is. Okay, you know this core element, right? Physical body, mind, breathing, and this is qi. Well, this is all one piece, right? Now, I want to call your attention. The mind and breathing actually is one piece. When you have thought, usually you inhale at the inhale time. Okay. Well, I didn't invent this. The guy who it is in the Buddhist scriptures, Buddhist teaching. Okay, so the mind and the breathing, they are one. In the Chinese, it calls say 心息相依. Okay, those who study qigong and Buddhism know this. The state 心息相依, the mind and the breathing become one, or they are one, and that is where you can, when you get into that state, handle well, that is where your qi and so forth thing, that the element surface. Okay, now so because this is a mind and breathing, they are rely on things to each other. Qigong, which is doing the breathing practice and everything, is core in breathing. Buddhist is core in mind. And we know that the more quiet the mind, the more fine the breathing. Okay? Now, however, breathing handling is more coarse than the mind handling. That's why the Buddhists continue down to the dhyana state. The dhyana state, okay, this is in the Chinese, it's called Chan. Okay, so there's level. Okay, so there's 4 levels there, the 4-level dhyana state. At certain state, the external breathing almost stops. Going so long almost stops. Okay? And then that is going down there, so your pulse and a lot of things will be slowing down and so forth. That's why when I brought out the heart rate profile as a biomarker, I'm not grabbing things out from the thin air. If you go checking those who have the dhyana level of training in Buddhism, they can drop their heart rate, their breathing, and so forth. So your heart rate profile will see it. Okay? So whoever do qigong is actually working with the breathing. The Buddhas is working with the quietness of their mind. Okay? So today's people talk about this anapanasati or counting of breathing. I say, huh? Are you serious? So you need to know that, okay? So we cannot just simply do whatever we want. And again, as I show you just now on the technology, that is the theoretical part. There's the practice. That is the process steps, and there is the directions. One needs to handle that. The theory, the practice, the process step, and the directions in order to say, well, I study this thing. I study how to handle this breathing, or I study how to handle this mind. Okay? So here on, don't get into this laboring thing without knowing what it is. Okay? So, the Buddhists or the qigong all have to enter into the natural resonance state or Taoist, and they all have sequence. Okay, and for the whoever is interested, okay, since we are in the West, you can go read the Yoga Jara Bhumi. Okay, it is in the Chinese Buddhism, it is in Tibetan Buddhism. There's the 9 level there and so forth. It describes how to handle the mind and so forth. There's a process steps there. Okay, so we don't want to invent things. Okay, we are not that. Maybe I'm not that smart. Okay, to create something. Okay, I follow what those people have already experienced before for 1,000 years, because for me that's safer. Now, let's talk about our Wing Chun Yjkym. Okay, Wing Chun Yjkym, breathing Wing Chun Yjkym. Well, Wing Chun Yjkym is a complex stuff. So we boil it down to really simple. Just the Yjkym. The stance in the stance for the Yjkym practice. This stance, okay? Let's look at what it is there, okay? And what I'm going to present here now is strictly objective, scientific, university research type of presentation. Okay. If it's yes, we say yes. If it's no, we say it's no. If this is proper, we say it's not proper. If this is proper, we say it's proper. If it's not proper, we say it's not proper. If it's accord to the thing, we say it's accord. If it's not, we say it's not. No face given, no relationship is lean towards, no benefit anybody. We talk strict technical. Okay? Now, so let's talk about the breathing in Yjkym, the breathing. Okay. Now let's start at the 1850 platform. Okay, 1850 platform, and the 1850 platform, the first directions and first process. Okay, so in this 1850 platform, the 1850 Yjkym, the first quit is on the handling of the physical body and the mind. Physical body and the mind. And then this is breathing. And then this is the qi. Okay? It is following that. So, as in this book, the 4 core elements, everything, the 6 core elements, 6, 17, 3 is all following whatever it is. I didn't create anything. Okay? Now, so the first creed of the 修炼陶 set is talking about the 一级考明嘛, handling of the physical and the mind. Now, so why is this? What type of result this technology is going to get you? What kind of result? Because we do something, we need result. This is technology, right? Now this is human. Okay, human. There are two results needed to achieve in the first creed or the first descriptions of the 1850 修炼陶 creed. Namely, one need to bring the physical body and the mind into the natural resonant state. Okay? So the first creed, the first writing of the 修炼陶 set consists of bringing the body and mind into the resonant state sequentially. Okay? So the creed saying that call yourself back in the equal shoulder stance. Equal shoulder stance. So equal shoulders meant equal shoulder stand. Equal. 平. Okay, 平肩档. So Chinese is say, okay, this equal shoulder man is 平肩档. 肩 is equal. Shoulder. Okay, 平 is equal. 肩 is shoulder. And then 档 meaning stance. Okay? Now, the other day I explained to you, Chinese is the culture that Chinese culture is the culture which is using one single symbol for different things. This 平 meaning equal, also meaning balance. Okay? So this 平 in the writing, it said that you want to stand like about your shoulder width. Your shoulder width, that is equal. Equal shoulder stance. Also, it says you want to be in a balanced stance. Okay? So that is about the physical body handling. Okay? And then it said qigong. Sorry. Okay, so there's qigong, 会神. So the entire thing is qigong, 会神, 平肩档. Okay, so this 平肩档 I have already explained to you is physical. qigong 会神 is call yourself back. Okay? Now, so you see that there is two sequences there. So there's a sequence there. The sequence is first you have to have this equal shoulder stand, and then you call yourself back on top of the equal shoulder stand. That's where the first layer you handle the physical, get into the natural resonance state, which is the balance states. And then you call yourself back, meaning that don't ever use your intention anymore. You drop it. So it is into the natural resonance state. It is not a intention regulating stuff already. You say 极意会神. Okay? You gather your intention, and then you meet with your shen. That is actually drop your intentional regulating. So there's a natural resonance state. So this first stanza, what it does, the result is this. If you can do that, it supports the physical body into the natural resonance states. It supports the mind to get into the natural resonance state. So when that happens, the lower part of the body, the channel is opened up. The lower part of the body, the channel is opened up. And the top half of the body, the channel is opened up. So they link together. As soon as you have the equal shoulder stance, as soon as you have call yourself back, then this entire body, the upper and lower, they are linked up physiologically. Physiologically. So, the first feelings of that link up is what? Your body suddenly turn into like one piece. One piece. Okay? Because thing link out already naturally in the natural resonance. The second feeling after you attain the first state of the this is one piece is it expand. When you happen it to be expand, you feel lightweight. It's like you're floating up. That is how it is. Okay, so the first quit, if one train properly, have the process steps and the directions, one will attain this. If one have a proper teacher to teach it, one can attain it. How long? 1 hour. 1 hour. With today's technology, we can do it with 1 hour. 1 single hour, one can get it. As soon as the process steps is proper, the direction is proper, the conditioning is proper, one can get into that. Okay? Now, at this time, okay, when we are lightweight, okay, when we are lightweight, and you know, like it one piece and then it open up, what it does, it doesn't matter you use a chakra systems or you use the Chinese traditional Chinese Chinese medicine system. Okay, so they are the same. When that happens, your root chakra or Hui Yin open up. Okay, so your Hui Yin, the Hui Yin under there, or your root chakra, that area, open up. And another thing is your Sanzong. Okay, your Sanzong, which is your heart chakra in the yoga system, open up. So when this thing open up, okay, you know that the 7 chakra to the top, the whole thing aligned up, it balance up. That's why it become, you feel like it's like one piece. And then when you open up here, especially on the top chakra, you feel that you're expanding. Okay? So that is the preparations of your body. You get into that state, that natural resonance states. Okay? You have to prepare your physical and your mind to get into this natural resonance states. Okay? So because of this Sanzong or the heart chakra is open up, you open up your heart, you become really, how to say that, really, how to say that, forgiven. It's like you have a big heart. Okay, a big heart, you can forgiven, everything is fine, and then your breathing, your chi, everything is like so smooth. Okay, it's like effortless. Okay, when you open up your chakra, your what do you call it, your root chakra, you feel your body is one piece. Okay, and then you feel that you have support from the ground, because your Hui Ying now, the flow of the chi is proper. So even though the first two chakras do not dealing with the breathing and the chi layer, which are on the top, okay, you just deal with the first and second, it already, like it paved the pathway for you. That is the first stanza, the first creed of the Wing Chun Yjkym 1850 platform for the 修炼陶 creed or the 一级 Kamyama descriptions. Well, the open up of the chakra or the body, or which is accord to the 1850 platform, is here. Is here. Okay, that is the critical key, the process step you do. Okay, it is not clamping your knees, those kind of things. No, this is the yang side, this is the yang side, yang, this is the yang, this is the yin side. So when say 一级 kamyong ma, kamyong, clamping the yang, actually is using this yang side, not using this inside. Today, for some reason, I have no idea why people just clamping this yin side, call it clamping yang. In fact, this is yang side, this is yin side. Whatever people do today need to be called clamping yin. It's not clamping yang. And when you're clamping yin, actually you lock out your hui yin. And then if you go more, oh, I want to lift my anus all the time, you further lock the whole thing up. So clamping yang is actually using this yang side, like when you do squat. Okay, you use the muscle when you do squat. Okay, squatting. So at that time, your hui yin or your root base chakra is alive. It just get into the resonance, natural resonance, and it will dynamically adapt to the breathing. Okay, because these four core elements, they are one. Okay, and also when the San Zhong is open up, this is open up, the chest, this the heart area, the heart chakra open up. It is not what today people do on the platform today, the 1960 platform, where you say, well, I have to use intention. Okay, and I have to put this way, my elbow into the those actually close down your thing. And there's no, if you do that, you will have a very miserable training. You feel suffocate, you feel that your mind is like really rigid, and you feel really like you like to disapprove any other people, because you're not open your heart, open your sanzong, open your heart chakra anymore. So if you ask me, so now calling yourself back, like the stanza said, right, the first creed saying, calling yourself back. How to call yourself back? Do I have the total concentration, use my mind power, I have to focus forward, all this? No, it's not that. I show you now. Even with this online today, I can get you to open up your heart and above chakras, or in the sanzong and on top of the top part of the body. How? You just watch this. Whatever reactions you have, that's what it is. Just watch this. Okay, you feel happy? You feel that this heart is not that heavy, it's open up. You feel that light on the top. That's what it is. So the first quid of the Yjkym Tao 1850 is that you stand there with your open shoulder stance, like you standing in the, when you're doing squats. Okay, it's like described here, in here. It's described in here. So you naturally like kind of float up. So your tailbone, your root chakra, all thing is relaxed and natural, and it do whatever it needs. And then it's like you watch this baby laughing, funny, and you open your heart. That is where all this chakra is open up. And when you practice Yjkym Tao, this is the first thing. It's not like today. God knows why it's turning like today. You're clamping your knee, you're clamping your yin, the yin channel. Okay, yin channel is supposed to travel up. You climb it, it will not go up. Okay, you're stuck there, and you say there's a structure. Okay, fine. If you want to thinking that you need that structure, so you have to do that. Fine. Okay, now, but for your body wise, it's not fine. Okay. I, Hendrik, don't say that it's the body, okay? Say that, hey, that's not the way how I get into the natural resonance state. You are doing the intention regulating. And then here you say, want to use mind power to align this, align that. Again, you get into what? Intention regulating state. Wow, the ancient design is say, well, like watching this twin jumping around, well, you feel so happy, so light. So your body become one piece, you expand. That's what it is. So with that expand, guess what? Your breathing will go deep. Right? The third core element is the breathing. Right? So you have the physical body, this core temperature, so it's like, so you have the physical body, you have the mind, you have the breathing here, right? And then you have the chi here. Now your physical body, you are in the proper stance, it go by itself, okay? Like if you go watch my natural resonance video, YouTube, you can see that, okay, the body is, and then the hui yin and the root chakra, they open up. The lower part of body is open up. You open up your heart, like watching this babies, twin baby jumping around, funny movie, you feel good. Your heart feel lifted, heart lifting, and like open up. Okay? And then your spirit is there. If you just go down there, oh, I get mad, I disapprove of this thing, I have to use my mind power. You're not uplift. You don't have spirit. You just really down. Okay? And if you have that, your body is natural, your mind, your heart is open and uplift, you're going to breathe deeply. You don't have to do nothing. Okay? Instead of like today, you're going to sit down there clamping your knee. Wow, it's structured, fine. And then you say, well, I want to put my elbow here too. I want to have this Qigong Sanfat. Your heart, your fist is from your heart. Okay, then you want to use use some intention there, and then your intention and your mind power, everything. While you're keeping busy, doing what? Doing intentionally regulating. And then you're going to do what? You're going to say, I'm going to breathe deeply, inhale deeply to my Tan Tien. Well, then you get add another intention regulating. How is that supposed to develop breathing? How? So the fifth quid of the 1850 Yjkym Tao is saying that, okay, it meet in the Tan Tien or lower abs area. The do meridians relax. That is because of the first two. Sequentially, you open it up already, and the third one naturally go into the states. That's what it is. So if you practice the 1960 platform, you know your body, the physiology is getting into what? Aggressive, disapproval, fighting. And your heart is really heavy. Your intention is really heavy too. If you practice the 1850s, the Yjkym, your body feel lightweight, one piece, lightweight. You feel open heart, you feel happy. Well, tell me, which ones is more close to praise the spring? What is spring for? Spring supposed to be what? Happy, open, lively. Okay, so which type of Yjkym is close to the spring? So you know the platform of the 1960 is heavy, structure, heavy in the heart, heavy mentality in the mind, and forceful in breathing. You know it. It's like winter, not like a spring. Whereas the 1850s is your body is natural, okay, light, your heart is open. So you don't have to trust me. You just go sit down in front of your TV and watching that cute little boy jumping around, okay, or any teenagers, baby, okay, the kids. See, is that true or not? After you watch it, you laugh and your heart is lifted, open up, expanding. Your head is not that heavy. Well, on the other hand, if you go into that fist throw from the heart, you have to use your mind power, forward pressure, all these things. See whether your heart is sinking downward, heavy, and your mind is like closed down, instead of like watching the babies open up, you know. So how is that open up chakra if you are not open this thing up? So how to open the heart chakra? Go and laugh. Go look at the natural, like the baby. Baby is natural. We watch it. We get influenced to get into the natural resonance, right? If we close down, we're going to thinking we want to fight, we want to disapprove other people, all kinds of stuff. Yet, both of this doesn't say which is a proper or which is not proper. But the thing is, what do you want? What result do you want? Okay, what the result do you want? Look at do you think do you think a really miserable, always feels sad and aggressive and mentally really sadistic fighter is what you want? Or you want to be a really balanced, open-hearted, open-mind person where you can learn every techniques. You can go learn Western boxing, learn BJJ, learn everything without just saying that, hey, I have it too. Wing Chun have it too. I say, well, I know Wing Chun is good this way. I know BJJ is good this way. Western boxing is good this way. Taekwondo is good too. Or you say, no, Wing Chun is the best. And I go down to there and take your techniques. Say, you know, Wing Chun have it too. Wing Chun have ground fighting too. Which one do you want? Okay. So this is what I like to share with you. There's many things in the Chinese culture we don't understand. And we need to dig it up. For who? For the future of Wing Chun. We are so rich with all these things. Why do we have to settle for less? So this is for you today.